Hello guys, once again welcome back to another Android app development tutorial. In this video here I am going to show you how to enable contextual action mode for individual view components in Android. By implementing the action mode callback, we can display a contextual action bar. So we can start with a new Android Studio project. Specify application name. So now here the project is created. So first here I am going to add some dependency. So here I am going to display a snack bar. So it need the design support library. So add the design support library and sync project. Okay, now the project sync finishes. Now here I change the root into coordinator layout. Now specify an ID for it. Okay, now here I am going to place a button. Add a relative layout first. Now place a button. Specify text on it. Enable contextual action mode. Now specify an ID for it. Now place the button at the center of parent. Okay, so now we can add some vector asset for the menu items. So add some vector asset. First here I am going to add some delete item. Now I am going to add some share item. Okay, now we can create the menu. So create a new menu resource file. I name it as contextual action mode menu. Now we can add menu items. Specify ID into action delete. Now specify icon. Now specify the title. Now here I am going to add another item, action share. Change the icon, change title into share. Okay, now go to the main activity. So first create variables for button. Now initialize that variable. So here we are going to display the contextual action bar when user make a long press on the button. So here I implement the on long click listener. Okay, now in order to display the contextual action bar, we have to implement the action mode callback. So implement the action mode callback. I name it as M action mode callback. So here we override four methods: on create action mode, on prepare action mode, on action item clicked, and on destroy action mode. So when you start the action mode by calling the start action mode method, the system call the on create action mode. From this method we can inflate the menu. Soon after on create action mode, the system call the on prepare action mode. When user select an item on the action bar, the on action clicked method will be called. When user leave the contextual action mode, the system call the on destroy action mode method. Okay, so now we can inflate the menu. We can inflate the menu for the action mode. So create variables for menu inflator. Use the action mode parameter. On that parameter, call the method get menu inflator. Now we can inflate the menu. Second parameter is menu, and return true from this method. Okay, so now we can start the action mode. So create some variables for action mode. First initialize that variable with the value null. So when user make a long press on the button, we can start it. So first we have to check whether the action mode is already enabled or not. So check the variable action mode not equal to null. That means action mode is already active. In that case, return false. Otherwise, we can start the action mode. So you can start the contextual action bar by calling the method start action mode and pass the action mode callback and return true. Okay, so when user leave the action mode, we have to reset that variable. So action mode into null. Okay, so now we can test our project. So I run the project. Okay, now the project available in this virtual device. So when I make a long click, the contextual action bar will appear that contain two items, delete and share. So now here I am going to show you how to handle the click events of these contextual menu items. So for handle the click events of the menu item, here we have a method called the on action item click. So in this method we can handle the click events. So here I use a switch case statement. So first here I am going to create a method for display a snack bar. I name the method as display message with one parameter message. Now display a snack bar. Display the message and call the show method. Okay, so now we can identify which item is clicked by the user using a switch case statement. So you can call the get item id method. Now consider each case. If it is r.id.action delete, call the method display message delete option selected. So when user select an item, we have to dismiss the action mode. So call the mode.finish method and return true. Now we can consider the second case, action share. Change the message. Now consider the default case. In that case, return false. Okay, now we can test it again. So run the project again. Make a long press. So here the contextual action mode available. Now the click events working fine. So this is how we implement contextual action mode on individual item in Android. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.